Hey, whatsers? It's Minx, and it's yet again time for another Once Upon a Time review. It was episode 13. Sorry this video didn't go up last night. I'm actually getting sick, so I actually went to bed right after watching it. So I try and do these immediately after watching the episode, but I just wasn't feeling it last night. I also apologize if this video does not have as much energy to it as it normally does. Like I said, I am sicker than a dog, and I'm sicker than Cerberus right now, and I might not have that much in me, but we're gonna try and make a go of it, okay? Okay. So, this episode, we got to meet Hercules, finally, and actually Megara. Um, I had some issues with this episode. It had some really good high points, but I feel like it had some lacking things in there. So, first of all, I like who they chose as Hercules. I like that they chose to portray him as kind of that awkward teenager who's wanting to be great, but not quite, like, erg status. I like that because one of my favorite parts of the animated feature was when he was just a teenager before he hit, like, his 20s or whatever, and he was all just big, bad, and boof. Because I feel like that was kind of the funniest and the most, relatable part of it, because everyone was an awkward teenager unless you had, like, super genes. And it also showed that even the child of a god could be awkward as hell. So I appreciate that they kind of chose an actor who could pull off the kind of teenage awkwardness at the same time as playing off the whole, yeah, I'm totally a hero and I'm totally going to help you be a hero too. Kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of thing. And I was really digging that. I actually enjoyed how they did that, how they showed him being in Snow's teenage life, and also kind of her first real teenage crush. I liked that. I thought that was actually a really cool, good touch. I was actually hoping for that when they were kind of hinting at it, when they were discussing that Herc and Snow had a some sort of tie together in the past. So I thought that was cool. I also thought it was kind of cute to see David get a little, irrationally jealous for a hot minute when he realized, oh, what kind of friends were you? So that was exciting. I also like his portrayal of, Hercules overall. Just, I'm going to help you be a hero and don't give up and, stuff like that. I feel like that was pretty spot on for the Disney version of Hercules. Now, I was really disappointed in how they portrayed Megara. For multiple reasons. One of the reasons is also the fact that they are pretty much just a one-off. It was just this episode. It looks like that they're going to be in, unless they somehow magically come back down to help. That makes me very sad. I was actually hoping that Hercules and Megara would actually have some more interaction throughout the rest of the season, because ultimately I felt like their pairing at the very end of the episode was really, really rushed and forced and awkward and made no sense to me. The way they chose to do it, I didn't like it at all, and I think that really damaged the episode for me overall. I like the dilemma that Snow went through. I loved Regina confronting her and just being like, look, you have been the biggest thorn in my side, and you are the only person who's ever defeated me, and you defeated me by making me your friend. Like, it's like it's that whole, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, your enemies closer, like, defeat, beat them with kindness, that whole thing. And the fact that she brought that up and used it to be like, dude, you are the epitome of, don't give up, good will triumph over evil. And I thought that was a really nice, poignant moment. So I like her kind of giving Hercules his courage back. That was a good high point. Low points. I feel like the Cruella scene was misplaced. I feel like they could have done a better job with that. Because seriously, you see Henry when they're searching at the very beginning. Then you see the scene with Cruella, and then you don't really see him again until the very end of the fucking. It was just very disjointed to me, and I feel like that could have been done better, could have been wound in better, or they could have just left it for another episode. Like, it bothers me a lot that they did it like that. I like what the scene served. I liked that, giving him that temptation of, becoming, fully embracing the author role again. I really like that, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. I just feel like the way they did the scene, excuse me, I just feel like the way they did the scene, was just very disjointed. I feel like the way at the end when it was like, I don't like how they portrayed Megara. It just really bothers me. Because they did so well with Herc, I feel. And then Megara is just really weak and really there, and this scared trembling leaf of, oh my god, we're gonna die, and then all of a sudden put a knife in her hand, and then she's just like, stabbing fucking Cerberus right through the dome piece, and it's just like, what? Where did that strength come from? Like, there was no explanation whatsoever. Then after that moment, she's like completely cool about everything. Like, that's how, that's kind of how I would have wanted her somewhat portrayed through the entire thing. Like, I feel like there was a huge missed opportunity, because one of the things, they're pulling these characters from the animated features. And no, they don't have to, like, copy things, but I feel like there was a missed opportunity to have her as kind of a stooge, like, have her as kind of a double agent, kind of like she was in the animated feature. At least give her more personality before the last 5 minutes of the show. Like, that was horrible. And then when they're sitting there at the thing, and he's like, I feel like I've met you before. And she's like, oh yeah, you're the one who tried to save me. And, oh, Cerberus ate me after he ate you. But she's totally cool about it. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is stupid. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. It's pretty clear that they're only going to be in this episode. I mean, they might bring him back later in the season, but I doubt it. I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. Because, I mean, there could have been a whole lot more of that. And oh my god, the Hades talking to him is like, oh, nephew. Like, that, I feel like that would have been really funny and would have really added something to this dark, soft-spoken sociopath that we have, in Hades. Like, Greg Germain is playing him brilliantly, and no, he's not loud and, rah! Like, it would have been like James Woods, but I love the way he's playing Hades. It's very dark and sinister, and just like, as a matter of fact, my line of the episode, is actually going to go to him for the end when he's like, he goes, and, first I just wanted the god, he goes, and then my vindictive side, did you know I had one? It's just brilliant, and it was just brilliant, and, he's playing him he's just a perfect psychopath, and, making it clear to him that he's going to choose who has to stay for every soul that passes on or whatever. And I'm just like, holy shit, that's some deep stuff. Overall, I'm going to give the episode a B-. I feel like there was a lot of missed opportunities, and I feel like they had some really good high points, and they did really good on certain things, but they screwed up on the payoff a little bit. I'm super glad that Snow is retaking her persona and fully, embracing who she was meant to be. That is Snow White, not Mary Margaret. And that she's shedding the Mary Margaret skin and just leaving it behind because she has to be the hero. She has to be a hero for her family. I loved that. I loved the interactions between her and Herc. I loved that she repaid Herc by giving him his courage back, and showing him, hey, I became who you said I would become, and you need to do the same now. That was great. I love the interactions between the mild interactions between Hades and the rest of the cast. I loved it when he showed up with the hook and he just dropped it. I loved his interactions with Hook. He's just so he's portraying Hades just so good. I love it. But I feel like the Megara thing just completely fucking dashed the way they were going with the episode. I hated it. Especially because I was really looking forward to Herc and Meg. They were actually on my, characters most wanted to see on this season, and they made it, and it's one episode, and I was hoping it would be throughout, as kind of helping in some way. Some nice little side adventures, because there's always going to be side adventures. And I also felt like like I said, the Cruella seed was a little misplaced. I love what it did, and I love what it accomplished, but I just feel like it was very disjointed from the episode as a whole. So, B-, loved it, and then ultimately disappointed, because the good build-up, but the payoff sucked. With that, I have high hopes for next episode. So we will see what happens more with Hades. We'll see if Henry embraces being the author again, and we'll see who else embraces their hero-ness. So I guess I'll see you guys next week, oncers. If you liked this review, and again, I'm sorry for the lack of energy, but if you liked the review, click that little red button down there that says subscribe. That helps me out a lot. You can then know when I post my next review videos for Once Upon a Time, and you can go back through and watch all my old ones. I also have other reviews on there, like X-Files and Marvel's Agent Carter. I'll also be reviewing some other stuff coming up, but I'm not going to spoil that just yet. I also do unboxings for Sci-Fi Block, and looks like possibly Legion of Collectors. So don't miss those videos, and any other kind of news stuff, podcasts, things like that. Random assortment of goodies. So that's how you get that. Also, what did you think of the episode? I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people who disagree with me. Post a comment down there. I respond to all comments, and I love talking about my favorite show. I'm pretty open about that. So, later, oncers.